piracy has been a part of human history for centuries. Over time, certain pirates have become legendary for their daring exploits, their cunning strategies, and their immense wealth. Welcome to Who's Number 1. Today, we will explore the lives of the top 10 pirates of all time, examining their achievements and lasting legacies. So, let's get to it. Number 10, Anne Bonny. Perhaps the most famous female pirate of all time, Anne Bonny was born in Ireland in 1697 and grew up in a wealthy family. However, disguising herself as a man, she joined a pirate crew led by Captain Calico Jack Rackham, with whom she became romantically involved. She operated as a pirate between 1718 and 1720. The crew was eventually captured by the British Navy, and both Rackham and Bonny were sentenced to hang for their crimes. Bonny's execution was delayed, however, because she was pregnant by Rackham. Her ultimate fate is unknown, but some sources suggest that she may have been released from prison and returned to a quiet life. Number 9, François l'Olonais. François l'Olonais was a French pirate who terrorized the Caribbean between 1660 and 1669. Born in 1630, he was known for his brutal tactics, his willingness to torture and kill Spanish sailors, and his extreme cruelty towards captives, often killing them in gruesome ways. He was known as the flail of the Spanish. L'Olonais was notorious for his use of the flaying torture, in which he would slowly peel the skin off of his victims while they were still alive. He was also rumored to have buried vast amounts of gold and silver on various islands throughout the Caribbean. In 1666, l'Olonais captured the city of Maracaibo in modern-day Venezuela. His crew looted the city, taking everything of value, including gold, silver, and jewels, and l'Olonais tortured the governor by roasting him alive. L'Olonais got the ending he deserved when, in 1669, he was captured by Native Americans, cut into pieces and burned, and later eaten by a group of native tribesmen. Number 8, William Kidd. Captain William Kidd was a Scottish sailor who worked for the English government attacking and plundering French ships. He was later hired to hunt down pirates, but soon turned into one himself. Born in 1645, Kidd became infamous for his capture of the Quebec Merchant, a ship carrying valuable goods belonging to the Indian Mogul, and for burying treasure on Gardiner's Island, off the coast of New York. Kidd spent many years in search of the treasure of William Thomas, a legendary pirate who was said to have buried a vast fortune on an island in the Indian Ocean. Kidd and his crew sailed to the island and dug up what they believed to be Thomas's treasure. However, the treasure was largely worthless, and all of Kidd's actions leading to that moment had made him a wanted man. Kidd was captured and hanged twice in England in 1701, as the rope had broken on the first attempt, and he had survived. After the second attempt, his corpse was left to rot in a cage as a warning to other would-be pirates, for 3 years. Number 7, Sir Henry Morgan. Born in 1635, Sir Henry Morgan was a Welsh privateer who became one of the most successful pirates in history, operating from 1663 to 1671. He is best known for his raids on Spanish settlements in the Caribbean, which made him a legendary figure among pirates, and a hated enemy of the Spanish Empire. Morgan began working for the English government attacking and plundering Spanish ships and settlements. However, he eventually turned to piracy, using his knowledge of the Caribbean to launch devastating raids on Spanish towns and cities. Morgan's most notorious act was his capture of the city of Panama in 1671. The raid was one of the largest and most successful in pirate history, earning Morgan a vast fortune and cementing his reputation as one of the most successful pirates of his time. He eventually became governor of Jamaica in the late 17th century. The English government turned against him, though, and he was brought back to England to face trial for piracy. However, he was acquitted and even knighted by the king, making him one of the few pirates in history to receive such an honor. Sir Henry Morgan died a millionaire in today's dollars, in 1688. Number 6, Black Sam Bellamy. Captain Samuel Bellamy was born in 1689 in Devon, England. He began sailing under Benjamin Hornigold and Blackbeard, and though his known career as a pirate captain lasted little more than a year, he captured at least 53 ships. He had a disdain for the wealthy elite, and often targeted wealthy merchant ships in order to redistribute their wealth to the poor. In 1717, Bellamy's crew captured the Witta galley, a slave ship bound for Jamaica, which was loaded with gold, and turned it into their flagship. The capture of this ship made him one of the wealthiest pirates in history, as the treasure it contained is estimated to have been worth between £100,000 and £250,000, which would be around $50 million today. His wealth didn't last long, though, as Bellamy's ship sank in a storm off the coast of Massachusetts in 1718, and all but 2 members perished in the wreck. In 1982, Sam Bellamy's ship was the first fully documented pirate ship to be discovered from the golden age of piracy. Number 5. Sir Francis Drake. While he was not a pirate in the traditional sense, Sir Francis Drake did engage in privateering, which was essentially state-sanctioned piracy, and was accused of piracy by the Spanish. Born in 1540 in England, Drake is best known for his circumnavigation of the globe, which he undertook between 1577 and 1580. During this voyage, he attacked Spanish settlements in the Caribbean and South America, and became the first Englishman to sail around the world. Drake's most notorious act was his attack on the Spanish Armada in 1588, which was a fleet of Spanish ships sent to invade England. Drake and his fellow English naval commanders managed to defeat the Armada, thus preventing the invasion. He became one of the wealthiest pirates ever thanks to his constant looting of mainly Spanish ships, amassing a fortune that would be equivalent to more than $100 million today. Drake was also known for his involvement in the slave trade, and he personally owned a slave plantation in Panama. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth I for his service to the crown, and is widely regarded as one of the greatest naval commanders in English history. He died from a disease in 1596. Number 4. Blackbeard. Probably the most famous pirate of all time, Edward Teach, born in Bristol, England, in 1680, began his career at sea as a privateer during the War of Spanish Succession. In 1716 he joined the crew of pirate Benjamin Hornigold, who taught him the ropes of piracy and helped him to establish himself as a pirate captain. Teach's success as a pirate was due in part to his fearsome appearance. He was known for his long, black beard, which he would twist into braids and tie with ribbons, earning him the nickname Blackbeard. He wore a long coat and a hat with a plume, and he would often carry multiple pistols and swords. He was said to light fuses in his beard during battles, giving him a demonic appearance that struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. Blackbeard captured numerous ships during his career as a pirate, often intimidating his victims by flying a black flag with a skull and crossbones, and he would sometimes take hostages to ensure that his demands were met. In 1717 he captured a French slave ship, which became his ship and was renamed Queen Anne's Revenge. He equipped it with 40 guns, and crewed it with over 300 men, making it one of the most heavily armed pirate ships of the day. In 1718, Edward Teach was killed in a battle with a Royal Navy ship. His head was cut off and hung from the mast of the ship as a warning to other pirates. It stayed there for years. Number 3. Bartholomew Roberts. Born in Wales in 1682, Black Bart began his career at sea as a merchant seaman, but turned to piracy in 1719 after his ship was captured by the notorious pirate Howell Davis. When Davis was killed in battle, Roberts was elected captain by the crew. Under Roberts's leadership, the pirate ship Royal Fortune became one of the most successful pirate vessels of all time. He was known for his flamboyant style, which included wearing fine clothing and jewelry taken from his captives. His success as a pirate was due in part to his ability to forge alliances with other pirate captains, and he was able to build a fleet of ships that operated under his command. In 1722, Black Bart was killed in a battle with British authorities. Despite his relatively short career, he is the most successful pirate of all time in terms of vessels captured, capturing over 400 ships during his career. Number 2. Qing Shi. The most powerful female pirate of all time, Qing Shi was a Chinese pirate queen who operated between 1801 and 1810. Born in 1775, she was a former prostitute who married a pirate and eventually took over his fleet after his death. Qing Shi was a skilled strategist and a shrewd businesswoman known for her ruthlessness. She established a strict code of conduct for her pirates, which included rules against stealing from the poor and raping female captives. At the height of her power, Qing Shi commanded over 1,800 ships and more than 70,000 men. making her fleet the largest and most powerful pirate armada in history. After several years of successful piracy, Qing Shi was able to negotiate a peace treaty with the Chinese government to secure her fleet's amnesty in 1810. Her story is unique as she was one of the very few pirates who was able to retire from piracy and live a prosperous life, running a gambling house and investing in real estate, and living to the age of 69. Number 1. Henry Every. Born in 1659 in Devon, England, Henry Every, or Avery, was an English pirate who operated between 1694 and 1696. Every was a former sailor in the English Navy who turned to piracy after being mistreated by his superiors. He became the captain of a pirate crew and set sail for the Indian Ocean. He became the most successful pirate in history when, in 1695, after a previous successful attack on a Mughal ship where he and his crew had looted more than £60,000, which would be more than $20 million today, Every and his crew spotted the Ganjai Sawai, another ship owned by the Mughal Empire loaded with an even more valuable treasure. Every and his crew attacked the ship and looted a treasure of more than £600,000 in value, which would be more than $100 million today. The plunder from the ship was so vast it made Every the wealthiest pirate in history. After this event, a £1,000 bounty, around $500,000 today, was offered for Every's head, one of the biggest bounties ever at the time, and Every became the target of the first worldwide manhunt in recorded history. Though many of his crew members were captured or killed, Henry Every managed to evade capture and disappeared with his wealth, never to be seen again. He remains one of very few major pirate captains to escape with his loot without being arrested or killed in battle. Nothing is known of him after 1696, but he is believed to have retired from piracy, settling down in Ireland or a tropical island with a fortune that made him one of the richest men in the world. Well, these are the 10 most successful and well-known pirates of all time. If you liked the video, click the thumbs up button and comment your thoughts on the list. And don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss any of our videos. This is Who's Number 1. See you next time.